Welcome to the Single Subject Acceleration Parent Presentation for the 2020-2021 spring semester. What is Single Subject Acceleration, also known as SSA? SSA is the practice of assigning a student to a higher grade level than is typical, given the student's age, for the purpose of providing access to appropriately challenging learning opportunities in either math or English language arts. Who can be tested for SSA? Those who are eligible to be tested for SSA are any Wake County Public School System students currently in kindergarten through 7th grade. They can have their parent request testing for single subject acceleration in one subject area only. The only reason a 7th grade student may take the single subject acceleration test in math would be if the student was in 7th grade and did not take 7+, but the student wants to take Math 1. This would only relate to middle school students. What does the SSA process look like from the test request to results? This graphic shows the SSA process. First, parents need to complete a test request form and return it to their school before the test request deadline. During the school's testing window, the SSA test will be administered to students. Results will then be shared with parents once scores have been returned. Please know that SSA services would not begin until the following school year. It is important to make sure that all test requests are given to the school's SSA contact before the test request window closes. Test requests will not be accepted after the window has closed, as materials have been ordered early to assure that all deadlines are met. If you are unsure of your school's calendar, reach out to your SSA contact for more information. For traditional calendars, which Oakview Elementary School does fall under, our test request window is February 22nd through March 22nd. The test request form is available from your schools. Please be sure to read the two sections titled, "Is your child a good candidate for SSA?" and SSA assessment information before returning the signed paperwork into your school's SSA contact. When a student takes the single subject acceleration testing, the student must show mastery on the course that the student will be skipping. For instance, a 3rd grade student will take a 4th grade math or ELA assessment for SSA. If mastery is shown on that assessment for 4th grade math or ELA, the 3rd grader will take the 5th grade math ELA course during their 4th grade year. SSA as it relates to middle school. A 6th grade student will be taking a 7th grade ELA test to skip 7th grade ELA and take the 8th grade ELA next fall. Please note that the student would need to pass both the ELA assessment and the writing assessment to be eligible to take the 8th grade ELA while attending 7th grade math, social studies, and science. Students will be tested using an online platform, EnCase. The video will show you what the student testing experience will be like, including logging in. Students will need to know their student ID number prior to testing. The login directions are written directions that will help guide parents and students during this process. The testing for kindergarten will not be given through the online platform. Kindergarten students will be taking the ISIP test using iStation for the SSA ELA test, and if needed, the writing will be given face-to-face or in a virtual setting. It is not expected for a kindergarten student to type their response. For kindergarten students taking the math SSA test, students will be given this assessment in a face-to-face or virtual setting. Microphones and cameras will need to be used when this test is being administered in a virtual setting to ensure that all the demands on the test can be shown by the student. Teachers will need to visually see the student responses through the test, and they need to speak to students about their answer as it directly applies to the student meeting the passing criteria. This slide outlines the assessment format and qualifying criteria for students looking to skip ELA content. A kindergarten student will be tested using ISIP subtests in iStation. The student will need to take end of year kindergarten and end of year first grade ISIP tests. All ISIP subtests must be in the 95th percentile or higher compared to the end of their first grade performance. The student will also be asked to respond to a writing prompt, and the sample will be scored using a first grade writing rubric. The student must score proficient or a level 4 in order to be accepted into SSA. You will also notice first grade students all the way to fifth grade students would take the next grade level end of that grade level assessment. First grade taking end of second grade ELA, second grade taking end of third grade ELA, third graders taking end of fourth grade ELA, fourth graders taking fifth grade end of fifth grade ELA, and fifth graders taking the end of sixth grade ELA. In English language arts, all students, first through fifth, must earn 85% or greater correct on the acceleration assessment, and also score proficient, a level 4 on scored writing prompt for elementary. You'll notice on this slide, looking down the road for ELA. Students who are currently in fifth grade and qualified to skip sixth grade ELA will be enrolled in this grade 7 ELA course during their sixth grade year. Grade 7 and 8 ELA courses are face-to-face in their middle school during their sixth and seventh grade year. During eighth grade, students will enroll in either English 1 or creative writing for a year-long course. Students must choose one of those two courses only. Looking down the road for ELA for upper grades in middle school. Current sixth graders who qualify to skip seventh grade ELA will enroll in the grade 8 course face-to-face in their middle school during their seventh grade year. During the student's seventh grade year, they will enroll in either English 1 or creative writing for a year-long course. This slide outlines the assessment format and qualifications for students looking to skip math content. Students who are currently enrolled in kindergarten will need to be proficient or score a level 3 on each performance task on the end of year first grade assessment. In order for students who are currently in grades 1 through 7 to qualify for SSA math, they will need to score an 80% or higher on the acceleration assessment. Here is the typical math trajectory for students participating in SSA. A typical non-SSA math sequence chart is shown here. On the left-hand side, it shows a column with the student's current math course for the 2020-2021 school year. Looking across left to right, the student sequence is provided for future years. There is a waiver process. Parents and guardians may request a higher or lower math placement by completing a waiver form. As a reminder, waivers cannot be submitted to skip courses. In order to skip courses, students must go through the single subject acceleration process. Parent waivers can be found on the WCPSS website. Parent waivers and skipping courses through the SSA process would be related to students currently in 5th grade looking to skip their 6th grade courses. This would relate to our 5th grade students. If you do wish to skip math content, then Math SSA will allow a student to do so. In 1st grade through 4th grade schools, create schedules for students to obtain instruction within the school building. When a student is in 5th grade, they will be taking Math 6 Plus. Most elementary schools offer Math 6 Plus online, but some may offer a face-to-face course. SSA results. The SSA contact at your school will communicate SSA results with parents once scores have been received. SSA services, however, will not take place until the next school year begins. SSA testing is rigorous. 1 in 5 students testing qualify for math single subject acceleration. The number of students who qualify for single subject acceleration in ELA is less. Here are some things to consider. Is my child a good candidate for SSA? Consider your child's social and emotional maturity, organizational skills, and ability to focus as students. An SSA student will be taking classes with peers who may be older, or they will be working on their own. Your child will be skipping an entire year's worth of content and background knowledge. The AIG teacher and homeroom teachers are not responsible for covering any content your child skipped as a result of receiving SSA services. If your child qualifies for SSA in math or ELA in elementary or middle school, some courses take place online. During the school day, students participate in these courses. Students work independently during those online courses. SSA may result in a different class schedule. To accommodate your child's academic needs, the school may assign your child a non-traditional schedule. The final decision about scheduling will be made by the principal at each school. Determining if your child is a good candidate for SSA can be a challenging decision. Please take time to reflect about these 4 questions. Have I had conversations about the need for skipping a whole grade level content with my child's teacher? How is my child currently performing in the subject area where I might request acceleration? Have I considered what SSA might look like and mean for my child in future grades? Do all conversations and data indicate that my child has a need for skipping a year's worth of content in order to receive access to rigorous curriculum or challenging curriculum? In summary, single subject acceleration is for Wake County Public Schools students in kindergarten through 7th grade. A student is not allowed to skip Math 1 due to graduation sequence and requirements. Please make sure to complete the test request form by the end of the test request window assigned to your child's school. Students can test in one subject area only, reading or math. The math assessment has multiple choice and open-ended question types. The ELA assessment has a written portion as well as a reading comprehension section. Consider how single subject acceleration will affect your child's educational career for high school and college. Thank you for your attention. As always, if you have any questions about this presentation and the single subject acceleration process, please contact us at Oakview Elementary School. Have a wonderful day.